We continue to take a look at the ACT 2017-18 free sample test, and we're going to look at questions 21 through 25 of the math portion. So to get a driver's license, an applicant must pass a written test and a driving test. Past records show that 80% of the applicants passed the reading test and 60% of those who have passed the written test passed the driving test. Based on these figures, how many applicants in a random group of 1,000 applicants would you expect to get a driver's license? So to get a driver's license, so let's look at, to get a driver's license we have pass written and then pass driving. Okay, so we pass the written and then we pass the driving test. So we have 1,000 applicants. So how many do we expect to pass the written? Will be 80%, which is going to be 80 over 100 times 1,000. Zeros out here, zeros out here. So 80 times 10, which is going to be 800. So 800 pass the written, 800 pass written. And then to get the driver's license, you have to pass the driving. So 60% of 800 passed the driving test, which is going to be 60 over 100 times 800. So zeros out here, zeros out here. 60 times 8 is 480 applicants. 480 applicants will get a driver's license. A, B, and C are positive integers such that a to the power of b is x, so x equal to a to the power of b, and then y equal to c to the power of b. So x, y is equal to a to the power of b multiplied by c to the power of b. Using our exponent rule, this is going to be the same as a times c to the power of b, which is ac with an exponent of b. AC exponent. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to this expression here? So the first thing we're going to do actually is to simplify the expression in the parentheses. Never forget PEMDAS, which means that whatever is in the parentheses must be the first to be simplified. So we have 1/2 y squared. Let's write the expression. 6x plus 2y plus 12x minus 2y. So we're going to group common terms together. 1/2 y squared. We have 6x plus 12x plus 2y minus 2y. So we have 1/2 y squared is 18 multiplied by 18x. So because 2y minus 2y crosses out, so now we have 1/2 of 18 is 9x y squared. 9x y squared. That's A. Number 24, an artist makes a profit of 500 p minus p squared dollars from selling p paintings. What is the fewest number of paintings the artist can sell to make a profit of at least $60,000? So let's look at that. The profit is 500 p minus p squared to make a profit of at least $60,000. So it must be greater than or equal to $60,000. So let's make this an equation. Minus p squared plus 500 p equal to 60,000. So let's go ahead and solve this. Minus p squared plus 500 p minus 60,000 is equal to 0. So we go minus p squared plus 300 p plus 200 p minus 60,000 is 0. So let's simplify. We have minus p here P minus 300 plus 200, and then we have P minus 300 equal to 0. So 200 minus P, and then P minus 300 equal to 0. So let's go ahead. 200 minus P equal to 0, so P is 200. P minus 300 equal to 0, so P is 300. So let's use the graphing method. Easiest is the fastest one because you're in a test, is the fastest one to go with. So we're going to draw our graph right there. And we're told that the intercept is negative 60,000, and so we have negative 60,000 here. So we have a graph that is going to be negative quadratic. Okay, so we have a graph that looks like that. This right here is 200. This right here is 300. So let's test with 0. Let's use our origin test, 0, 0. So what we're saying here is 500 times 0 minus 0 squared is greater than or equal to 60,000. So 0 minus 0 greater than or equal to 60,000. 0 is not greater than or equal to 60,000. So any part of the graph that has 0 right here will not work. So the best thing we have going for us here is that this is the region that has the solution set. So how would we write that? We have 200 is less than equal to P, which is less than equal to 300, which means that the smallest value is P is greater than equal to 200, and P for your largest value must be less than equal to 300. So our smallest value of P will now be 200. Question 25. Last month, Lucy had a total expenditure of $900. The pie chart below breaks down the expenditures by category. The category in which Lucy's expenditures were greatest is what percentage of her total expenditures to the nearest 1%. So if we look at the chart, we're going to look at the largest pie. So that's 254. So we have 254 over 900 times 100 to check the percentage. So let's cross this out, cross this out. This is going to be 254 over 9%. If you put this in a calculator, you get about 28.2%. So the closest answer to that is this right here.